On March 6, 2020, a YouTuber and musician who goes by Max Marco uploaded free samples, challenge announcement plus Octatrack production session to his channel, which, as you might expect, was his challenge to his viewers to download his free samples and make some music with only those samples. Pretty straightforward, pretty cut and dry. He uploaded one more video saying that he would extend the deadline to let people know he was moving, and therefore giving you a few extra weeks. That was 10 months ago, and nobody's heard from him since. Now, I'm not saying that he was abducted by aliens to make music for the black hole at the center of the Milky Way, and thereby save the galaxy, but I am going to assume that the deadline has been extended for a little bit longer, and make this video submission. Okay, so the first step in this process is to make a tuned sample chain. What is a tuned sample chain? Well, it's when you turn the tempo down real low, and then you put a note of the scale on each step of the sequence, however you care to do that. I like to put on a metronome and then just use the chromatic keyboard view. And it sounds something like this. And you resample it. I'm resampling it over here on track 5. And you can see the internal sequence is set to a chord length of 16. Trigger 1, source track 1, and I just put a trigger there when I want to record the sequence. I don't want to record it now, so I don't. Then I take it over to another bank where I can slice it up. Since it was 16 steps, this is a 16 slice sample. I just go to function plus AED, 16 slices. And you can transpose it. So, if you wanted to put it in a different key, you get the idea. What is an LFO melody? An LFO melody, that's my favorite kind of melody. It's where you take an LFO and you have it control the pitch of a sequence, but it's being run through a quantizer, so it doesn't sound wonky. It just sounds like you're stepping through the notes. And then you hit the reset on that LFO so that it restarts at the beginning of the pattern. In order to do that, you have to have that tuned sample slice. These are all the same note, just so it's clear you can see what's going on. Right? And I have all the LFOs directed at the start parameter, which is going to be what slice you select, which is what note you select. And I have a triangle wave, an inverse triangle wave, and a square wave. And the square wave, I'm going to turn the speed all the way down to 0, and then it becomes a slide. It will slide the note up and down, which is pretty cool. But right now, actually, I just want to compose with it, so I want it to have some speed. Yeah, so here it is, just a single note, and I bring up some of the LFOs. I know, this sounds pretty amazing. You can see why it's my favorite, but really why I like that is because they're kind of arbitrary, but when you go and search for them and you use your ears, there's lots of wonderful melodies to be found, and the exploration is what makes this a technique I come back to again and again. You can also parameter lock all of these LFO settings. Oops, not yet. There we go. And then you can morph the melody. Hey, that's actually kind of nice. Anyway, that's an LFO melody. And why those are important is because you can play a regular melody. Let me just give myself a click track. Bring that way down. This is just a scratch tempo track. And let's also give myself 4 bars to work with. Oh, yes. Forgot to turn down all the LFOs, so my notes were all wonky. Let's see what that actually sounded like. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. Okay. And also, I forgot that I have this set at like super slow speed. Let me turn that back up to a normal speed and make this, bring this back down to, oops. So it changes your melody into a different melody. It's still kind of the same melody, and that's why I like it. Parallax motion. This is probably a pretty obtuse term. I couldn't think of any other better way to describe it. Parallax is like where in a video game you can see the background moving at a slower, scroll by at a slower rate, and you kind of feel like it's further off in the distance. So that's because I feel like this one brings one melody out and then pushes another melody back. So it's kind of like you're changing the perspective of the melody. And it's real straightforward. I have a click track, and I'll just record one melody. Okay, I should actually record it though. And I'll shift it so it's actually starting on the right place. Change this slice. Okay, and now I'll record it over it with the second melody. Okay, now I can parameter lock one of these on scene A and parameter lock the second one on scene B. What? No, not the same one. Not the same track. Different track. So now, one of them is like a rhythm track and the other one's the melody. And then you move the crossfader. And of course there's all sorts of intermediate points where you have half one melody and half another. And that is parallax motion. So the demonstration I'm going to be bringing up next is just a combination of these two techniques, the LFO melody and parallax motion. Coming up, some IDM. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you want to make your own version of this sample pack challenge, I recommend you check out the link in the description. It has the sample pack, the original video, and the forum link where all of the submissions are aggregated. All right, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.